everyone, and welcome back to Stylishnaija YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate and you guys for subscribing to my channel, following me, and then watching my videos. I really appreciate you guys a lot. So if you are new to my channel, you are very and highly welcome. If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. I would appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel, like on this video, and then share it with your friends, your soulmates. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do different monostrap patterns. So monostraps are really in vogue now, and so because of the season that we're going into, so I'm just going to be showing you. So I came up with some couple of monostrap patterns that I'm going to be showing you how to do easily, and after this video, I assure you that you'll be able to do them in no time. So they could be trickish, but I'm going to make you understand how to do them easily. So the first mono that I'm going to be doing, so you could see the picture up there. So I really don't know the names for them, so I'm just going to pattern them. So I'm going to name this the first one. So I have my basic bodice pattern out here. So if you're going to be doing this, so you notice that most monostrap patterns are like tube, like as 80% of them are tube related. So I'm just going to be making use of this pattern to make it so easy for you. So I fold is on fold. So we're going to be doing I'm going to be cutting out a tube from this. So I'm going to be showing you how to pattern this first one. So the thing that I'm going to use I put into consideration is you're going to use your chest line. So and my chest, basically chest lines are usually 8 inches. So this is 8 inches that are like standard measurement for chest line. So I'm just going to measure it. I'm just going to mark it like this because this is a tube, like I said. So I'm just going to mark it like this for you. So the next thing I'm going to do now, so I'm using this 8 inches. That's from my shoulder to this point. That's 8 inches. So for this mono, you could see it is a little bit deeper, so it entered into the cleavage. So we're going to use, so for that you could decide to measure, depends on what you want. So we're going to use 9 inches. So I'm just going to mark 9 inches and point. So that is where we're going to be connecting our sweetheart pattern. That's where we're going to be patterning it. That's where we'll pattern it to. So this is the sweetheart pattern. So you're just going to come like this. So from the 9 inches point, you're just going to do a back flip. So it depends on how high you want your sweetheart pattern to come. So I'm going to use this 1 inch, which is already here. So I'm just going to take it like this, and then it's going to go into your armhole. It's going to go into your armhole, and my armhole I used 8 inches or 9 inches thereabout. So I'm going to mark it out now with my pattern curve. So this is just like a back flip. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to create the top part. So the top part is you could use it, so it's just going to be like a yoke, but the yoke, we're not going to be cutting it out, but I'm going to show you. So this next picture that you're seeing up here, you could decide to replace, you could decide to change it. So I'm just going to do various patterns using almost the same patterns for you to see. So for the top, because of the neckline is a turtled neckline. So we're going to use 3 inches and depth for it. So this is the 3 inches, and then we're going to drop with about 1 inch or 1.5 inch for the turtled neck. So I'm going to use 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to just connect it together like this. So the next thing we're going to do now, so we're going to notch this point. That's your neckline point. You're going to notch it like this, and then we're going to open it up. So I've opened it up. So the next thing I'm going to do, this pattern that I created here, I'm going to repeat it here. So you could see that was the essence of this pattern paper, which is like a tracing paper. So you see it came out on it, so it will make it easier for me to pattern and these points also. So I have this is the middle. So, and then this is my neckline. So the neckline is coming like this, but I'm not going to cut it out yet because we are going to be adding a collar to it. So the next thing you are going to do now, I'm going to create out the side of my mono strap. So you could choose whichever part you want to use, and then you are going to come to the end of the neckline point, my 3 inches neckline. You're going to come to the end of this and 3 inches neckline, and then what you are going to do, you're just going to create like a slant that is going to go into your armhole point. So it's really simple and easy, but when you see them at times it could look confusing. So you're going to create, so from the neckline, that's the edge of the neckline, you're just going to create it into your armhole point like this. So you're just going to create it into it like this. So this is what we have. So if you want it and deeper, you could decide to make it deeper. So this whole point now, we're going to be cutting it off. We're going to cut it off now. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So when you're doing this now, you're going to get 2 patterns. So for the back pattern is going to be straight. So when I'm done, I'm going to show you how to achieve the back pattern. Like 80% of mono straps, their back are usually straight, like straight tube. So when I'm done, I'll create the back piece out for you to see. So I'm going to cut this out now. So at the end of the day, this is what you're going to have. So you see what we have. So, and then you're going to insert your neckline. So in cutting the neckline, you're going to fold it like this together back, and then you're going to cut out the neckline. So you could decide to cut before you do this. So you cut out the neckline. So there are some that you could decide to just leave the neckline like this, or if you're going to add a collar to your neckline, all you have to do is you just create out the collar. So I'm just going to use this just like a rough pattern to create out the collar for you. That's the high collar. So you're just going to use this like this to create out like the high and neck collar. So I'm just using this to create it out for you. So you're going to attach to this point to give it that high neckline. So for the picture that I have, it actually has a strap. So in creating the strap, all you have to do is you just measure between this point and this point, and then you create your strap that you're going to attach to it. So I have about 7 inches. So all you have to do, you create a strap of about 8 inches or 9 inches, and then you're going to attach it to it like this. So you're just going to come to the neckline, that's the end part of the neckline like this, and then you're going to attach your strap. So I'm going to use my tape to secure them now. And then for this, I have another picture. If you are going to add more straps, so you could decide to add more straps to this. So it depends on the style that you want. So you could decide to change it up also, and then you add more strap like this. So this is just like a different style. So mono strap, you can really do different designs for them. So, and then I'm going to add this to this point. So you just create out straps, different straps for them. So you see what I have already. So it's really looking good. So you could decide to do this. So if you want to add 1 strap, you can add just 1 single strap like the picture we have. If you want to add 3 or 4, you could add. So this is the first one. So it's simple and easy. So like I said, the back is going to be straight. So I'm just going to keep this on the side. So for the back of this, and that's the back neckline. So this is how it's going to be, because this side is going to be the same. So you're just going to make sure, so in cutting it out, it's always better for you to open it out straight like this. So I'm just going to mark it out for you, because we're going to be cutting it like this. So once you cut, so you already have this point. That's for the blocked side. You have it out, and then the back, this other part. So what you're going to do, in order for you to get out the back part, you're just going to use the tube and same measurement from here. That's from the armhole point, and then from this armhole point, and then you are going to just create a straight and cut, and then you're going to cut it out. So you're going to cut it out like this. So with that, so you'll be able to fix your zipper on this point. So it is going to be like this. And then you're going to fix your straight sleeve here, and then you fix your off shoulder sleeve on this side. Okay, so for this next monostrap pattern, this has like a tear drop at the middle. So I'm going to show you how to do this now. It's really simple, and it comes with a floating shoulder. So in patterning this, so I'm going to cut out the front first. So when I'm done, I'll place it and cut out the back for you to make it easy. So in cutting this, what you're going to put into consideration, you're going to put your shoulder, that's the end part of your shoulder, into consideration when doing this. So for this, you see my pattern, my shoulder is actually 7 inches. So I'm going to reduce my shoulder measurement. I'm going to make use of about 6 inches or 5.5. So I'm going to leave about 1.5 inch, 1.5 inches, okay, to the end part of my shoulder. So you're going to measure, we're still going to be working with our armhole. So all you're going to do for this pattern, you always put a notch. So once you get your measurement, you put in a notch, and then you open it all up like this. So you have the center of it. So now the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to be floating the shoulder line. So we'll float it out, and then we'll put our teardrop before we cut out. So it's usually better that way. So I'm going to float it towards this side just to make it easier. So you could decide to float it however, but since I'm working with my right hand, so I want to float it towards this side. So I'm just going to measure my 8 inches again on this side. So I'm going to float. So from this point, I'm going to be floating. This is my 5 inches. I'm just going to float it like this. I'll float it like this, and then I'm going to have this part left to do whatever I want to do. So I'm going to curve it out now. So I have it well curved out. So the next thing you are going to do now, you're going to determine your determine how deep you want the tear and drop to be. So from this point, I'm just going to move from the center of my pattern. I'm just going to move like about 1 inch or 1.5. So this you could do whatever you want. So I'm going to move about 1.5 inch. That's back of my pattern, because I'm going to create it to this side. So the next thing I'm going to do now, from this point, I'm not going to be cutting out this point. So this is going to be like my my armhole strap. So I'm not going to cut it out. So I'm going to measure it. So that's this extra inch that I left when I was measuring out the neckline. So I'm going to leave it, because this is what is going to form like my armhole. So if you cut it out, it will change to a tube. So it's going to form like my armhole. So I'm going to leave it there. So now I'm going to create the teardrop. So in creating the teardrop, you could decide to do whatever pattern or design you want to. So from this point now, I'm just going to come. So you could measure however you want. That's the length or depth you want. So and then you could do any design or pattern of your choice. So from this point, I'm just going to create like a curve like this. So I'll use my ruler first, then when I'm done, I'm going to curve them out. Or let me just use my pattern curve just to get. So from this point, so I have like a curve here. So from this point now, I'm just going to determine what I want. So this, like I said, just do any design or pattern of your choice. So in order not to make it confuse you, so after floating out the shoulder, let's cut it out first. So you see you have your shoulder already cut out. So now you're going to determine you're going to create the strap however you want to create it. So you're going to determine how deep you want this point to be. That's the part that will hold, that's the opening between the neckline and then the teardrop. So you're just going to consider, you could use any measurement of your choice. So I'm just going to use about 1.5. So I'm just going to create, so I'm just using my free hand to try to create any pattern of my choice. So I could decide to make it sharp like this, because I'm going to be cutting off this point. So this is one, and then you could decide to create, like I said, you could decide to create any pattern. So once you already have your the neckline part out, so you could decide to create any pattern of your choice. So you could decide to create a pattern like this, or you could decide to create a circle, or you could decide to create a heart shape. So you could decide to just create whatever pattern you want to create. So you could decide to make it bigger like this and then cut it out. So I'm just using this as example. You could decide to cut off this chunk. So it depends on what you really want. So at the end of the day, you still find out that you are still safe. So you see, it's still not going into your it's not entering into your breast part. So you could decide to cut out this big pattern. You could create any pattern. So the essence, the idea is for you to create out your neckline first and then have your armhole and then you cut it out. So this is what I'm going to be cutting out. So I'm not going to be cutting this. I'm going to be cutting this first one that I did. So like I said, this is half part of my neckline. This is the center of my pattern. So I just extended it a little bit. So in cutting this out now, you're just going to come to this point like this, because you're going to stitch it back. So you're just going to come to this point like this. So like I said, you cut any design of your choice. So at the end of the day, it's going to be like this. So you see the design that we have. It looks good, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to staple it together, because at the end of the day, so you are going to stitch and then. So for this, I'm going to cut out the back pattern now. So in cutting out the back pattern, so you're going to make sure that you have your zipper allowance, because this is just like a draft. So you're going to have your zipper allowance, and then you are going to place, in cutting monos, it's always good for you to cut them straight opened like this, because in order for you not to run into any problem, so you always open them up. So you see what I have. So I'm going to cut out the back pattern now, and then I'll show you how to achieve the back. If you are going to be, of course, you are going to be putting a zipper. So you take it like this, make sure that they are facing each other, because this teardrop is not going to be on the back pattern. So you're just going to cut out like this. So once you have gotten out the floating shoulder, now the next thing, so you see the back. So you see the back. So I'm just going to show you how possible it is. So for you to add your zipper, so you see the back. So you'll be able to add your zipper. So you see this line now, it's going to be your zipper allowance. You'll be able to add your zipper. So it's not going to affect it. The shoulder is going to come, the one-sided shoulder, the floating shoulder will come together. The back and the front will be together. And then you add your zipper on this part, because this is your zipper allowance and part. So you see how simple it is. So we're done with this. I'm going to cut out another pattern now. Okay, so for the fourth pattern, monostrap pattern that I'm going to do, so I already have my pattern paper here, so I'm going to show you how to do the front and the back also. So the first thing that you're going to consider is, this is a tube and pattern. So what we're going to use to pattern the tube is you use your regular chest line and measurements. So it depends on how deep you want it to be. So this is 7 inches for my armhole, from my armhole point, 7 inches. So for the neckline, I'm going to use 7 inches and depth. So these measurements are subject to change. So it depends on how exposed you want your body to be. So that is what you will use. So this is 7 inches. So I'm going to use 7 inches as the base, the tube and baseline. So that is why I use 7 inches. You could decide to use 8 inches. So from that 7 inches, I'm going to come down by 2.5 inches. So this is my 2.5 inches. And then from this 2.5 inches, I'm going to create an arc. So from the picture you see that the bust here has, that's the tube, has like an arc. So I'm just going to use so I came down 2.5 inches from the 7 inches point. So, and then from this point I'm just going to create an arc. This is my 7 inches, and then you're going to come up to create that curve. So for this, the curve, you could use 1 inch, so it depends on how high you want it to be. And then you're just going to create it back, and then you come back into your armhole. So you see what I have. So I'm just going to mark it out now with my curve. So I'm going to cut this out now. So this is for the front, so we're going to cut out the back with this. So just my back pattern is folded into 2, zipper allowance is included. So I just want you to put it into consideration, and then I'm going to take it like this. So for the back pattern, the back is going to be deeper, so I'm going to use the deepest part to create out and the back part. So usually back of tubes, they are usually just almost straight, so you're just going to come like this to the armhole point. So you make sure that they are staying on the same point like this, and then this is what you are going to do. You're just going to create a straight cut, unless if you want to change the back neckline, you're just going to create a straight cut like this, and then you're going to cut out the back pattern like this. So the back is going to be straight, unless, like I said, you want it deeper. So the back is going to be straight, and then the front is going to be like this. So the zipper is there. So for the straps, before you include, and for the strap, you are just going to create your straps now. You're going to create your straps, putting your neckline into consideration, and then you're going to create, you know how many inches we actually used, and from the up to this point was actually 7 inches. So you see what we have now. So we're going to create out strap of about 6 inches. So in creating this, you create about 7 inches, so you use the other one as your allowance. So we're going to create 7-inch strap. You're going to create out 4 straps. So I've created out the straps now. So in attaching the strap, you're just going to come to the high point of your sweetheart, plunging sweetheart. So I'm just going to attach it. So you see what I'm doing. I'm not placing it straight, I'm placing it like this diagonally. So I'm just going to staple them now together. I'll staple the front first, and then this is the second one. So you're going to put your neckline into consideration when doing this. So we're going to measure. So you're going to measure around your neckline. So I've attached the front one, so I'm going to attach the back. So you make sure that they are on the same point, because you are going to put so we'll have the back and the front. So your zipper is going to start from here for the back pattern. So for this, you are going to put your neckline into consideration, creating the neck. So because the collar was actually created like this, and then it's going to have an opening at the front. So you measure round your neckline, that's your neck. You're going to measure it round. So that is what you're going to use to create out the collar that you're going to be attaching to the neck, because you're going to close it from the front. So I'm just going to measure like this. So, and the neck, and so the round and neck measurement, I'm going to use 6 inches. And then you're going to determine the depth. So it depends on what you want. You can decide to make use of an applique for this. You could make use of an applique. So I'm just going to create a curve, just like a tiny curve like this. And then I'm going to cut it out like this. So this is how it is going to be. That is going to be the back. So in attaching it, this is how you're going to attach it. So this front part is going to be open. So I'm going to staple it. So you're in connecting it, you're just going to come, this is the center. You're going to make sure you pull your straps, pulling them to the edge of the neckline like this. So I'm going to staple them now. So after fixing the collar, it should look like this. So the front is going to be open like this. So you're going to use like a button or a brooch. That's what you are going to use to connect it. So after connect your dress, so the zipper will be on the back, so it does not affect the neck line. So that is for this, guys. So for our fourth final mono strap for today, so I have my tube pattern. So you could see from the picture above there, so it is a tube pattern. So I have the back and the front together, and then this is the center of the tube. So what you're going to do in strap, making the strap for this, all you have to put into consideration is the measurement between the center part and then the back. So you could see the picture, it has the back. So you're just going to measure what you have here like this. So once you have your measurement, that is how much strap you're going to cut out. So I'm going to cut a strap of about 18 inches. I'm going to cut two straps like that. It's between 18 and 19 inches. So you will determine how wide you want your straps to be. And then in placing them, you're just going to come to the middle like this of your front and pattern, and then you're going to place the both of them like this in the center like this, and then you're going to stitch. So I use my stapler now to do that. So you're going to stitch them like this together. So for the back, so it's just going to come and straight like this, and it's going to enter into the back of your pattern. That's the back of your dress. So because you already have your measurement, so it's going to sit and properly. So this one is going to come like this also, and then at the end of the day, it's just going to come straight like this, and then it's going to sit. And then this one is going to come also like this. You're going to use your measurement, the measurement that you measured out, and then it's going to sit like this. So I'll staple them together and then place all of them out for you to see. Okay guys, so you could see all of our monostrap and patterns out here. So I would like for you to if you actually try out this pattern, I would like to have a feedback from you. So guys, so I have now come to the end of this illustration. So if you find what I did helpful, please do not hesitate to hit on the like button. I would really appreciate if you would do that. And then if you have not subscribed already to my channel, please subscribe and like my video, share my video. So thank you so much guys. I'll see you in my next video, and God bless you.